Welcome back to Three Barrow Farm and another week of my Pantry and Freezer Challenge, where I try to work through my food stores and make room for the next season's produce. I left you on Friday last week, so we're continuing from Saturday morning where we had waffles. Then some leftovers with my freezer pesto and beetroot dip on top for lunch. Saturday night, I taught my eldest daughter how to make a simple chicken casserole. She loves chicken and is very keen to help me raise meat chickens for our consumption in the near future. We cooked the chicken thighs with one of my jars of passata, a jar of summer in the winter. What's better than that? Charlotte cut up some capsicum and we put salt and pepper and thyme and let it cook for about half an hour. Then we added some olives and cooked it for a little bit longer and ate it with some brown rice. Sunday morning, I made myself an easy breakfast with the granola I made last week and with a banana cut on top and warmed goat's milk. It's amazing that we still have granola left because my kids love to eat it up like crazy. I made another pesto dish for lunch, this time using the carrot top pesto I made in summer and a little of the last batch of pesto that I took out of the freezer. I had sauerkraut and beetroot dip on top of mine and it was delicious. For dinner, I got this curry paste that I made from scratch out of the freezer to make a chickpea and pumpkin curry. I used some blanched carrots from the freezer that I also grew in summertime and some more Egyptian walking onions. I roasted the sweet potato to go on top of the curry if people wanted it. I added a can of coconut cream, but later I added a second can as there wasn't enough liquid. And then later on we added the chickpeas. I normally soak and cook my own chickpeas, but I've run out. So I went into our pantry and found a can that I had there just in case. Although waste goes to our chickens from time to time, I'm always keen to use what we have in the fridge first. So we ate the curry with leftover rice and pasta that was in the fridge. I had mine with the sweet potatoes instead that were cooked for a wee bit too long, or rather a few logs of wood went in to the fire and the oven got too hot too quickly. That's one issue with cooking on a wood fire stove. You need to make sure that people don't just keep chucking wood in and the oven temperature doesn't rise. Monday morning, I felt like eggs, so I fried 2 up and had them on a piece of bread with salt and pepper and some beetroot dip on top. I had defrosted 2 shanks from our farm-raised lamb, so I prepared some potatoes to put in the slow cooker with them. I added thyme and olive oil as well, and then a small cup of vegetable stock. I've been feeling like a cold is lurking, so I'm having a scoop of garlic fermented honey a couple of times a day at the moment, along with some drops of my tinctures, and I've also been making my chai tea to boost my immune system as well. I add about 4 cardamom pods, a tablespoon of cinnamon, a chunk of fresh ginger, and I usually add fresh turmeric, but I have this ground turmeric that I ground up myself. I add black pepper, which brings out the nutrients in turmeric. And I buzz these all together and then add the water and the goat's milk and a few cloves and honey. Then I cook it for around 10 minutes. While it was cooking, I heated up some leftover soup to take to work for lunch, and then I put some chai in one of my keep cups or thermoses to take as well. When I got home, dinner was cooked and all I needed to do was finish them off in the wood oven to crisp up the potatoes a bit. I placed a bowl over the meat as I didn't want it to dry out, but I also wanted it to stay hot. Then I drained the juices into a pan, added some corn flour and made a gravy. I was showing my children a few weeks back how to know when gravy is ready. You scrape the wooden spoon or spatula down the middle, and if it takes a while for either side to join back up again, then you know it's ready and it's at the right consistency. I steamed some frozen peas from the freezer and we had a lovely meal, just the two of us, as my kids had gone off to my parents' place for a few nights. My husband made porridge on Tuesday morning, so I woke up to another hot breakfast. This time I put coconut and toasted sunflower seeds along with my usual banana on top of it. I heated up some chai to drink before heading out to do the farm chores and lamb checks. I got the biggest surprise to find one of my broccoli heads is ready. However, I decided not to pick it until my kids came home so we can all enjoy its goodness together. I headed back inside to start some prepping in my kitchen. I need to soak some chickpeas and beans to replenish my stocks. Okay, so I will be taking you through all of this very soon. I've got quite a lot of everything here. We buy our dried goods in bulk, 25 kilogram bags of each thing. So this is the lentils. I'm just gonna scoop out maybe 3 scoops, a little bit less than 3. Remembering that these are going to swell up with the water. So I've put in maybe 1.5 litres, just straight like this, and I'm going to fill the water all the way up to the 4 litres that this container holds. And the one thing I don't want is when I get around to cooking these, I don't want it to go over and, you know, boil over. And we've got chickpeas here. So this one here is an 8 litre pot. Right, I'm doing 4 scoops. That's probably plenty. If this overflows too much, then I'm just going to put some in another pot. Okay, so I'm just having a look through my odds box. These are all sort of the leftover things that haven't been used in a while. And I've got these yellow split peas. I think I'm going to do these in place of the kidney beans because we need to use them up. They're quite old. Okay, so all of the produce that we purchase is organic or biodynamic. So I'm using this organic apple cider vinegar. So as you can see, I've put water in with the chickpeas and the lentils. I've got some lentils floating at the top. I'm going to put them at the bottom soon. But as you can see, there is a lot of sediment in the yellow split peas. And this is what will also come out when we're cooking it. So it's better if we cook it separately to the soup first, just so that we can get rid of a lot of that sediment. And particularly on top of the chickpeas, there'll be like this white foamy stuff that occurs. And we want to scrape that out as it's cooking. And you'll see that tomorrow when I start cooking them. Okay, so let's pop the apple cider vinegar in. I'm going to do a good galoop. Maybe about 2 tablespoons into each one. And I'm just going to give that a stir in each one. I might stir the lentils a couple of times, just some of them are still floating, although most of them have sunk now, which is good. Let's do the chickpeas next because it's got less sediment in it. Now I could have rinsed these, but they still would be, you know, creating a lot of sediment in the water. It's become very milky, but after this soak, I will be rinsing these out. So they'll be put back into clear water and then we'll cook them. And then I'm going to place the lids on top of each of the pots. I think this one goes on this one. And we're just going to let them sit for the rest of the day and overnight. For dinner that night, we had leftovers with the fresh coriander on top. I really wanted to put fresh coriander in this curry when I first cooked it, but it wouldn't stop raining, so now I get to enjoy the coriander with the curry as I wanted it. I decided to cook the lentils after they soaked all afternoon. Lentils don't need as much soaking as other pulses. The other 2 pots sat overnight. I love the sound the chickpeas make when they are soaking. Every now and then there's a little popping sound. Wednesday morning I had run out of bananas, so I grabbed a jar of homegrown preserved plums from my pantry to have with my porridge. It was delicious. Good morning, friends. I'm just finishing off my smoothie, my brown smoothie that I made yesterday. So the chickpeas are ready to drain and rinse. I cooked the lentils last night, so they are here. They've been in the fridge. They are ready to process into lentil burgers today. So they're ready to go. What I'm going to do is I am going to cut this video here. I'm just scrubbing my wood stove. So wood stoves are really hard to keep clean in the wintertime because you have them going most of the time. So I'm taking this sunny morning as an advantage to get it done before I start the fire. And no doubt the cloud will come over this afternoon and I will be cooking the chickpeas. I might not be cooking all of these yellow split peas here. So I've soaked the yellow split peas. I did drain them a few times last night and rinse them through, and the water's looking less murky this morning, which is good. It did take a few rinses, so I will probably rinse them, and in the cooking, I'm going to be doing a few Thermomix recipes with the yellow split peas, making some meals to put into the freezer. And yes, I am clearing out my freezer, but at the same time, I don't want to not have ready-made meals available for us to pull out at any moment. The whole idea is to use up things that I haven't used in a long time. What I want to do is do 2 parts for this week because I feel like this video has already gotten long enough. So I'm going to say goodbye now. And in the next video, you're going to see me making things with the yellow split peas and also doing a few things with the chickpeas. I'm going to be cooking up the chickpeas and just freezing them in their juices in the freezer in containers. I find this really easy to then just decant the chickpeas into a curry. And I'm going to be making the lentil burgers and doing the same too with the lentils. I'm going to be putting them in the freezer as well, or making a lentil sauce. I haven't quite decided and not sure where my energy levels are at the moment. So we shall see how far I get. But I have got my trusty Thermomix. I've actually got a surprise, and this is a huge, massive luxury for us. It is not something I ever thought of doing. Oh, hello, darling. Come here. She wants attention. So I've been working quite a lot more out of the house. And so we had a bit of money put away. And then we heard that the TM7 was coming out. And I'm not a big fan of the TM7. The bowl is very, very heavy. And it doesn't say that it's suitable for children to use. So I really like the TM6, and I heard that they were going to stop making the TM6, but then they came out with this, wow, amazing, super amazing deal where you got an extra bowl and, the extra bowl and all that, and the chopper and the spiralizer that you've seen me use last week for the first time, and a few other bits and pieces, the blade cover, I don't know what you call it, but there's a tray that the Thermomix sits on. Anyway, to cut it short, they had over $1,000 worth of free things if you purchased the TM6. I've already got a TM6. I upgraded from my TM5 to my TM6 a few years ago. So now I have 2 of these babies. I have 2 Thermomixes, and this is a complete luxury. But I have 2 now. One can go to one of my kids if they move out. I can take one. I often take one to work with me and do some cooking for a client. So there's still one at home that the kids can use while I'm at work. And yeah, it is a massive luxury I am very grateful. I've already used them both at the same time, so it's already paying off having two. I now have 4 bowls. Amazing. I have got a sticker on one of my bowls which told me that I wasn't going to use that for garlic and onion and chili things, but I ended up using it for that because I only had 2 back then. And often I will have like chai in one that, as you can see, I have it going for 2 or 3 days, the chai, and I'll just, take it off, put it in the fridge overnight, bring it back out, warm it up. It's just perfect. So anyway, I've got 2. This is the new one. It's looking very clean and beautiful. This one needs a good scrub. This is my old one. I will talk more about the Thermomix and what I make in it and why I've also got 2 now. I've already explained that. Basically, I can have tomato paste running in both of these machines and be out in the garden while I'm cooking tomato paste. If for that alone, I think that's amazing. Like I can do passata and all those sorts of dishes in these, and while it's cooking, I can be outside. I don't have to be slaving over a stove and stirring constantly. And that's the one thing I love about the Thermomix, is that I don't have to stand there stirring. So yeah, that is my surprise I've been keeping from you for a while. As I said, it's a massive luxury, and I feel very grateful that I've been able to save and purchase another one and get all of the free things with it. Like, it's amazing. I think this is going to be a game changer for me. So I'm going to be having recipes running at the same time in my next video using these split peas, and I'm going to be making some really yummy things with the chickpeas as well. So join me over in part 2 of this week's Pantry Challenge, and I'm hoping that these videos don't run too long for you. But yeah, I will see you again soon, my friends. Thank you as always for watching and liking and commenting. I'm really enjoying this process and spending time in my kitchen while it's so cold outside. See you later, friends.